Oh my gosh. This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
This is clearly how we do it with technical difficulties.
Hi, girls. For everybody watching, welcome to #CurvyConvo Live. I am here with Amanda Allison from
Hi.
Introduce Yourself.
Sorry. From fashionloveandmartinis.com and the YouTube channel, I'm Fashionably Late.
I am also here with Chastity from Introduce Yourself.
Hi, I'm Chastity from Garner Style, www.garnerstyle.blogspot.com, and that's me. That's all I got to say.
We're also hoping that Marie can join us. We are looking for Marie now. She had some technical difficulties, so we're actually going to take a couple more minutes and see if we can get her on, and then we're going to move forward. We just came from an awesome Twitter hangout with some of our girls online. We've been talking plus-size jeans, plus-size shapewear, and we were in the middle of a conversation about being in the fat girl closet, as I like to call it. Somebody wrote in basically saying that she's kind of having trouble like identifying as like a plus size girl. So let's take a minute, see if we can grab Marie, and then we're going to barrel forward. I know people have their Sunday shows tonight that they need to watch, so we're not going to belabor the moment. Hold on just a second. Actually, we're going to use double technology here. I'm going to send her a text. Hold on. In the meantime, what lipsticks are we wearing, ladies?
Ooh, good question. I think Chastity should go first because hers is amazing.
Thank you. I'm wearing Aqua Rouge from, God, I can't see the camera, from Makeup Forever, number 19.
Love it.
Thank you.
I have on just some good old pink bubblegum lip gloss from NYX Cosmetics in Strawberry Parfait.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, and it actually works really well. It's long-lasting, it's smooth, glossy, and surprisingly, my hair doesn't stick to it. You know how if you're riding in the car and it's windy, it's just a bad mess. But yeah, I don't know, it's a miracle worker. I like it.
I have a few of those.
Yeah.
They're fun.
They're hard to find.
Really?
Yeah, for me at least, the good lip glosses. That's why I just prefer lipsticks or a lip stain.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have any issues with those.
So I'm like a lip gloss fanatic, but I'm just getting into lipsticks, and I'm trying something new today with this shade that I have on today. I've been doing a lot of pinks and nude colors, and today I'm doing Good to be bulk, good to be something. It's a Sheen Supreme lipstick from MAC.
Okay.
The Sheen Supreme is like super moisturizing. That's why I'm addicted to lip gloss, because like if my lips feel dry, I kind of like start to freak out a little bit. So anyway, I like this one. It lasts a long time, and yeah, I don't know. So yeah, those are the lipsticks. I'm gonna check on.
If you want a lipstick that's super moisturizing, you guys should check out the Balm Stains from Revlon. I Instagrammed them. Yeah, I Instagrammed them yesterday. Long-lasting, creamy, moisturizing, and super inexpensive. Probably like $6 to $8 or so.
That sounds perfect.
The Aqua Rouge is going to dry your lips out. Just going to put that out there.
Really?
Oh, really?
No.
It's it's almost like a permanent, like you almost have to take either coconut oil or baby oil to get it off. So it's like a stain, it dries you out, but then they have this gloss on the end to kind of keep you moisturized. But it's, I think CoverGirl made one that was like that. It's like it dries like a matte, but it's dry.
Oh my gosh. Are you talking about those, what are they called? The infallible lipsticks or something?
Yeah, I think those were the ones that went on. But they last, I mean, it lasts a long time. You can literally like not, you can eat and not have to reapply, but it's like one of those drying deals, so you want to keep the gloss on you.
That's good to know.
Okay, so I think we should jump right into our topics for today.
Let's
So
go.
we've got the topic that we kind of started off on, which I do want to close out from the Twitter chat, which was the whole I'm in the fat girl closet. I'm kind of uncomfortable referencing like my weight. That was the first kind of Dear Cece question. And then the second Dear Cece question that I got, which was I thought was really interesting, it came through this morning, which was about being plus size in the workplace, plus size in like corporate America, which I thought was interesting. So we can talk about that. And then we're going to close out with our topic that came through last Monday, which I will read in full later, about one of my plus size princesses who met a guy, and the day he met her, he was like, I'm interested in you, but if we're going to date, you need to lose weight. So those are kind of the topics at hand. Let's
Hmm.
start from the beginning. I think it'll be good because we're all kind of in different places when it comes to body image, dating, and relationships and things like that. So I think it'll be really great to hear everybody's point of view on things. So back to the whole fat girl closet thing. So when I first put the question out, you girls were kind of like, what is she really asking? Like, what's going
Hmm.
on? The girl had basically said, I love my body. I know I'm a big girl, but kind of being plus size or calling myself plus size, like I'm still like in the closet about that. And I thought the email was interesting because I've actually myself kind of been through that. One of my first blog posts was called I'm in the fat girl closet because until I started blogging, I really was in the fat girl closet. I hated to hear someone describe me. If they were like, oh, like the big black girl over there, I'd be like, ooh. But that is me. I was the big black girl over there.
You're like,
So
who?
I'm like, who? I don't know who that is. I don't. But it was me, and that's fine. But it was a long time before I was okay hearing things like that, or to have to say, just say I'm plus size or things like that. So,
Hmm.
were you girls always like that? Were you girls always just like, I'm here, I'm a big girl, and that's that? Or did you kind of go through different phases?
Yeah, I think I have a different take on it just because my family or friends, they never really referenced my size. It is what it is, or it was what it was. So it was never an issue for me. I became uncomfortable with strangers pointing out the obvious to me. That's what really like got me all shooken up, and I thought, ew, they're calling me fat. Ew, they're calling me big, and all these other terms that are used so negatively. And like I mentioned in the tweet, it wasn't until I got more comfortable with those words and really grew to love myself that I realized it's just a word and it's not such a big deal. Other
So,
people make it a big deal.
how did you get more comfortable with it? Like, what did you?
I think I just grew up, and I just
Mhm.
started, as far as fashion goes, experimenting with my own style and going out and having fun and being a girl and living life kind of thing. If
Yeah.
you're if you stay sheltered, you're never going to grow, no matter who you are or what size you are. So I
Yeah.
think really having those experiences with yourself and with others really propel you to find your true self. You
Yeah.
know. So.
Absolutely. What about you, Chastity?
Um, I really had. I mean, I'm always like the big one of the group, but like Amanda said, my friends didn't really reference me that way. Um, but honestly, I played sports, so like my basketball nickname was C Swole, and it kind of made me cringe a little bit. But at the end of the day, it was like I was the big girl who played sports, so it was
Mm.
just like it's just like in high school, you cringe a little bit when you are referenced by size because you really just want to be and look like everybody else. But
Mm.
then, like Amanda said, you just grow up and you just like accept what you are, what you look like, because it's not a huge change from the time that I was in high school to the person that I am today. I've gotten bigger, but it's not like I wasn't plus size in the first place. But yeah, I don't know, I just accepted it and moved on.
I think a lot of times when it comes to self-acceptance, like the point where I didn't have like body positivity and things like that. And don't get me wrong, I grew up in a loving, supportive household. My friends were nice. Everything was on point, but it was me. You know what I mean? Like I felt like
Yeah.
because I was like the token big girl, that certain things, like my life wasn't complete yet until I was gonna like lose weight and whatever. Like those things were coming from me, and I'm not sure where the disconnect was between like the positivity that was coming into me and the negativity that I was breeding inside. I'm not sure how that happened, but kind of the jump from being, you know, kind of down on myself about my weight into body love and acceptance and positivity. I feel like it's always a few little things. It's always like a collection of small experiences. I don't think that it's ever like one day you wake up and you just feel great, you know? And I think that even for all of us, like we still have our bad days. So for me, even now, like when I have a blog called plussizeprincess.com, like I'm plus size, like the big girl blog, like all of that was me. And so it's like by default, it's like I forced myself to start saying it more. And it was kind of like Fat Nerdy Turdy at Fat Nerdy Tori said on Twitter. It's like the more you say the words and start to like embrace them, and the more you say them on your terms, then the less power they have. I think maybe that's it. Maybe the only time you hear fat is like, you fat girl, da 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 da. Then
in a negative manner.
Of course you can have that negotiation. But when you start to say like, oh yeah, like I'm going to get some like fat pants, smile, you know, like maybe maybe
go
ahead, Chastity.
I question your sanity for naming your blog the Big Girl Blog. Because that was one that I hated that word, the big girl. I was better with fat or you know, and then, you know, for a minute curvy was hot or whatever. And this was like, you know, 5 years ago, and I'm like, the big girl. And I read your blog like for, you know, before we even had talked, and I was just like, she's just gonna call it the big girl blog like that. But then I got mad when you changed it. I was like, I cannot deal with this change. Like,
this is too much.
But that's evolution, though. I called it the Big Girl blog when I was anonymous. I couldn't put my face to the big girl thing. Like, for me, it was the blog about being the big girl because I was the token big girl. But that was when I was anonymous and I was still scared and I still wasn't accepting who I was because I couldn't put my face to like all that vulnerability. You know what I mean? So no, it's something to think about. And then I changed to princess. Yes.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the acceptance portions come. I mean, for me, not being able to wear the same clothes my friends were wearing was really, that was the biggest portion of me ever wanting to lose weight, was just wanting to wear the same clothes that they were wearing because their clothes were cute, and I was wearing boys' clothes. That's what you know what I could wear. And when that barrier got broke down, oh, it was balls to the wall.
Your wallet was scared.
Huh? I was just like, oh, okay, I'm good now.
Yeah, I remember. I'm sorry, Cece, go ahead.
No, go.
Oh, I remember, you know, this one time, prime example, I was with 3 girls, good friends at the time, and they were tall and beautiful and skinny. And, we went into Forever 21, and it was almost like I let them peer pressure me into shopping, and this was back when Forever 21 didn't have plus sizes, and I tricked myself into buying an extra large, knowing that extra large was not going to fit, but I just wanted to be included with them, to feel, even though they were my friends, you know, to really connect with them on that level, because otherwise I couldn't. It was virtually impossible to do so. So I remember buying that extra large red shirt that had an apple on it, and feeling so happy to walk out of Forever 21 with the same yellow bag as my friends. And I'm looking back on it, it kind of makes me sad to think that you had to feel that way, making yourself feel that way, I should say, because my friends weren't making me feel that way. but just like all the pressure that you put on yourself just because you don't feel wanted or included. And then I remember shopping at Lane Bryant and being so embarrassed to walk out with a Lane Bryant bag because everyone knew that that was the fat girl store. You know, little things like that really shape you and they can break you. But then as you get older, you realize that it's okay. And, you know, you grow from that, you learn from that, and then you begin to own the word fat and plus size and whatever you want to identify as. And life just gets so much better.
It's interesting that you bring up the whole feeling included thing. I feel like as a plus size girl who is on a self-acceptance journey, on a positive body journey, a body positivity journey, and on a fitness journey, that whole feeling included thing comes up for me all the time. So even let's say now, you know, we've got cute clothes, we've got Forever 21 plus sizes, like we can do all of those things. So maybe you feel included on the fashion front, right? But for me, that kind of need to feel included or to be able to do what everybody else does or wear what everybody else wears, it still comes up to me for me sometimes with like food. Like if I'm like out and everybody's drinking and I'm not drinking because that's part of my clean eating or whatever, like someone being like, oh, you're not drinking, then like I don't feel included. Like there's so much about being plus size that it's like you feel different or you feel a little bit outside or a little bit off. Excluded, that it's like I make up for that in other ways. Like because I feel like that, then if there's things that I can do just like everybody else, then I will do them even to the detriment of myself. Because truth be told, I have girlfriends who can have, you know, dessert and wine and this and that and will still be at their ideal weight, you know what I mean? And I'll have those same things and it'll take me 2 weeks to bounce back from that. You know what I mean? I'll be kind of still trying to teeter and totter and I won't be at my healthiest self. You know what I mean? So that whole like feeling included thing, whether it's buying the shirt that you know that's not gonna fit or eating the food that you know isn't necessarily right for you, that whole being plus size and trying to be included thing, I don't know, I just feel like it comes up a lot. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I just feel like that comes up a lot for us, and I feel like it's something that we should all kind of think about. Like, what are the things that we do that we know we don't need to be doing, but we just want to fit in? You know, because in some ways I don't think that goes away.
Right, because for a big part of our lives, we've always felt excluded.
Yeah, even if you have great friends and great family, there's still something.
There's still something or someone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even, where was I? Oh, at H&M. We have a new H&M here in Fresno, which is awesome, and it's this huge 25,000 square foot building, sorry. And I was so excited to find out that they carried the plus size range. So I go in there shopping. I see one cabinet and like 5 racks of plus size clothes. That's it.
Yeah.
Amongst, 25,000 square footage of retail space, and they only gave me, or not even me, but just the public. They only gave me 3 different racks to choose from, and I'm like, really now?
And like that made you feel excluded?
And it was right next to the checkout, so all of these people in line could see me shopping, and I felt so excluded, and I almost felt humiliated because I felt like H&M was reducing me down to these options because on a larger scale they think that plus size women are not worthy of fashion or that won't buy fashion or won't make an effort to look and dress themselves well, Like, and that just happened a couple weeks ago, and here I am 28 and they still made me feel that way. That it's like an ongoing battle. And
if it's not one thing, it's another.
yeah. That's the truth.
I think, all right, so I promised to not keep people from their Sunday shows, but we do have 2 other topics to pick up. Maybe we can go till 7:45 so that people can still watch your shows at 8. Is that okay?
Hopefully people have DVRs or something.
Hopefully they have DVRs, and if not, we can definitely, this will be up on my YouTube channel. Plus Size Princess NYC is my YouTube channel, so if you subscribe there, you'll get the the whole feed of our chat here as well. So moving kind of backwards and forwards at the same time. So I'm going to read the email that I got about the girl in corporate America, and then we can talk about that.
Okay.
Second. And I'm so sorry Marie was having technical difficulties. I'll have to bring her back for another CurvyConvo because she's so smart and has good things to say.
Agreed.
All right, so this letter says, or she says lots of nice things and says hello to me, so thank you, and thank you for the kind words. Then she says, I'm writing to ask, are you able to address the challenges plus-size women face in corporate America? I graduated college about a year ago and went right into the workforce. I completed an internship with one of the largest companies in the world, and it was like an awesome experience, but I quickly noticed that not everyone looked like me. In fact, hardly anyone looked like me. I felt like the big, fat black girl. Okay, so she's plus size and she's a person of color. So we've got a couple things going on here. She says, I needed to prove myself. No one ever directly said anything to me, but I saw that I didn't fit in, and I couldn't help but feel insecure. Not only am I an African-American female, but a plus-size one, exactly. She says, my internship has ended. Quite a few doors are beginning to open. I'm expected to start a full-time position in corporate America with another awesome company, and I'm terrified. A few weeks ago, my mom made the comment to me, no professional job is going to hire you at this size. It feels great to prove her wrong, but I don't want my insecurities about my weight to blow this huge opportunity. Do you have any advice on how to conquer my insecurity of being a plus-size female in corporate America? Whew.
Wow.
Girl. All right. Let me start by saying this. I think that oftentimes we all have our insecurities. They're all different. And one of the things that I always find frustrating is when people kind of like discredit the insecurities of someone else because it's not their experience. And in the past, for me, I've actually had two experiences where I had a phone conversation about a job and was basically promised a job. And then when I showed up, the job didn't exist. And I think if you close your eyes and listen to me speak, you might not imagine me. So the fact that you have a job in corporate America, the fact that you've had internships, is you're already leaps and bounds ahead. And that's not something to be taken for granted. So like you said, you definitely proved your mom wrong, which is great. But then what do we have to deal with as plus-size women in the workforce? I work in corporate America. I work for a company on Wall Street in New York City, but it took a while to get a job at that level, and I am pretty confident that the way I look had something to do with it. So your struggle and your concerns are valid and they're real, and they might not be everyone's experience, but there are people who, because of different combinations of their looks, go through kind of rough things in that regard. So I just want to say that for anybody who's watching who's like, she's crazy, like it's a real thing. So before I continue any further, girls, do you have any thoughts on what she's saying?
I almost feel like, I mean, I don't know if anybody else parents gives them this speech, but like as a person of color, you're almost given the speech before you even like leave home to go to school or whatever, that, you know, the higher up you go, the less people will look like you. But it's almost like the less people that you see that look like you, the better you're doing, I guess, from a position and financial standpoint. And, you know, it's a sad reality, but it is reality. So, I mean, you know, definitely kudos to her for like, you know, getting the position, doing the work, and, you know, basically, you know, just really being able to, you know, get that position. But, and I'm sure it's even like now you add plus size into that, so I'm sure it's like even a smaller pool. I mean, for me, if I was her, I would basically come, you know, I'm sure she shows up like this every day, but, you know, come to work, looking the part and coming to work doing the part. And at the end of that, no one can say that she's not doing it. And you know, once you show people that, you're here to do this and you look like you belong here, they start to accept it. And they start to say, oh, she's, yeah, she's about her work, they don't approach you with any crap, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think, for her, just, show up and look like you're supposed to be there. And that doesn't mean lose weight. That just means like, you're a corporate America. You dress sharp and, and you go
You
in
do
there
your
and you handle
job.
your business.
Yeah, I think making it like, this is me, this is my background, this is color of my skin, this is my body, and I can do the work, and I can succeed. Not from the standpoint of, oh my God, because I'm black or because I'm plus size, or in spite of that, I can still be successful. Do you know what I mean? And of course, I mean, well, a lot of people think I'm white, but I'm really Mexican. But I think I don't really have, because of my appearance, I don't have the issues as far as my skin color goes, which makes me, how should I put this? It makes me really sad for people that work hard and are intelligent and every day make a difference in their field, whether it's creative or corporate, and they still get these judgments passed on them, and these obstacles are put in their way when it's not fair for anybody. And I wish this young lady a lot of success because she deserves it. She's made it so far, and like Chastity said, if she does the work and if she looks the part, then she will continue to go far. And if it's not with that company, then it will be with somebody else, because if she's been able to succeed thus far, then she can keep going.
I think that's great advice from both of you. I think that, some of the things that are helpful for me when it comes to being a minority in any regard, whether it's being a woman or plus size or black or whatever the case may be, I think it's always important to kind of know what people might be thinking about you that is negative, so that you can work hard to kind of circumvent those stereotypes or prove those stereotypes wrong. So we know that people think that fat equals lazy, or that if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to care about other things. We know all those things. So how to walk into an interview or to my first day on the job or to an internship and already put those things to rest. I think the whole idea of looking the part is great. I think we all have fashion blogs where there's a lot of great fashion on there. Chastity does a great job of styling. I put some stuff up for workwear. Amanda does cute outfits as well. Even if you have casual Friday, like, you still need to have that kind of put together look, right? StylishCurves.com, which is one of our blogger friends, she has a lot of workwear outfit inspiration. So if that's something you're interested in looking at, I think going a little step above what everybody else is doing will probably work in your favor. And this is just real talk. You know what I mean? If everybody in your office dresses okay, you need to dress sharp. If everybody else in your office wears, little ballet flats, maybe you need to put on that kitten heel. Like, whatever the case may be, to kind of set yourself apart and to kind of you have an uphill battle a little bit, and it's okay to know that and to own that. And, like, God willing, you work with people who see through all that and who aren't superficial. It seems like so far you've been acknowledged for your work, but those are the things that are okay to think about and to do, and to kind of step it up in that regard. And then also, if there are things that you want to get better at in your personal life, at least for me, the more on top of things I am in my personal life, it kind of seeps over into other things. Like, if I get up early and go to the gym and work out, then I'm sharper during the day. Like, I'm more alert, I'm more awake, like, I'm more with it. You know what I mean? And if I'm a little bit more sluggish. So make sure to take care of yourself, kind of mind, body, spirit. Make sure you're in the best space that you can be, and then you're going to be like the best worker you can be, and it's going to be awesome.
Good luck to her.
Yes, good luck. Yeah. Let us know how things go. Keep it going. Hopefully you'll get a big bonus and you can buy lots of clothes. All right, so now for our final question, which we have been talking about all week on my website, which is plussizeprincess.com. This question was intense, and before I read it, can I just say thank you to all of the readers who left comments for our girl who wrote in. Your comments were uplifting and inspiring, and they were open, and you guys were just really kind to her, which I really appreciated. And she actually wrote in the comment section. If you go to the post, she wrote in and said thank you, and I think she said that she was going to print out some of the comments and put them on her wall for inspiration, which I thought was really sweet. So I'm going to read the question. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background because it's been an ongoing conversation, and then the three of us are going to weigh in. So let's go. She said, I met an amazing guy last night who told me I was equally amazing but would love for me to lose weight while we get together. He said it so sweetly, as in, please don't think you're not beautiful and I don't want to be with you. Just lose a little weight. Part of me was a little sad, but part of me wanted a reason to get back to the gym because I wasn't getting any love from anyone. He wants to be with me, but he wants me to lose weight, and I know I shouldn't care what he thinks, but I kind of do. I kind of feel bad that a guy is the reason I want to get back to the gym, but he's so damn fine, I'm going ham on that treadmill. I need your advice. Should I care that he wants me to lose weight? He says, not too much, I like your curves, but he wants me to lose weight in order to stay with me. So I actually gave her 3 questions to think about before we had this conversation. So my 3 questions to her were, you said you met him last night. Do you think it's appropriate for a man you've known less than 24 hours to ask you to lose weight? My second question was, do you think motivation to live a fit and healthy life should come from other people or should it come from inside? And then I also asked, how would you feel if you gained the weight back? And he had an issue with that. And my last question was, oh wait, no, I asked her like 5 questions. Lord have mercy. I asked her, how do you feel about him saying not too much? And then I asked, if someone you've known for years asked you to lose weight for them, what would you say to them? So like I said, we went back and forth in the comments. There's a lot of content there that if you're interested in, you can head over to the blog to read that. But I'm going to ask my girls here to chime in. I love today because the 3 of us are in like the 3 stages of dating. Like I've got Mr. Man and like I'm all like hearts in my eyes just running around with glitter. Amanda is living with her boo and she is she's on her way. We'll just say that. And then we've got Chastity, who is married. I met her husband a couple weeks ago. So we are all in different places. Mm-hmm. I'm in the dating, you know, it's all new and fresh. Amanda's living, committed, you know, has that strong boyfriend forever. And Chastity's just, she's senora. She's not senorita anymore.
Put a ring on it.
So you girls go ahead and chime in. We've got a couple more minutes so people don't hate us. It's almost 8 o'clock.
Okay. You go ahead, Chastity.
I mean, for me, like, up front, red flag, red flag, red flag. Like, anybody that meets you and tells you that like, almost like right then and there, you're not good enough, to me, he doesn't want you. Like, I mean, he's saying if you do this, well, you know what, we can do a lot of things and then certain people will like us. And to me, it's like, if you don't like me just like I am when you meet me, then we don't need to be together. Because there's going to be times, like, what if this goes further? If you get married, if you have children, your body's going to change. And that person has to love you whether you go up or whether you go down. I mean, and I don't care how fine he is, you know, fine wears off when somebody's like trying to regulate what you're eating or regulate like you're exercising. And when you do something, you should do it for yourself, not to get a person or not to, you know, get all these other benefits. Do it because you want to do it and not because like some guy told you that, you know, like in first meeting you that he wants you to lose 10 pounds. Like, I think that's crazy. I mean, you know, let him take you on a free dinner, but don't date him.
Yeah, that really blew my mind on the first date or their first meeting, whatever you want to call it. He has the balls, excuse my French, to tell her, you know, you need to lose some weight and then we'll be okay. Already from the jump, giving her stipulations that in order for us to be together, you need to do this. He had no place to do that. And should she want to lose weight, eat better, get healthier, whatever, it should be on her own accord. It should be her decision because it's her body and her life to take that action. And that, like, how dare he? That's so rude and wrong and disrespectful. It's, I don't know. I have all the feelings about this. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to do that. I don't get it.
And I feel like when a person meets you up front, like when they come up to you and say, my name is, and I would love to talk to you, it's like there's initial attraction there. There's like that first step of like, you know how like your husband or your boyfriend, he remembers that first day that you guys met and how you look and how your hair looked. Like my husband repeated it to me. And I've been wearing my hair straighter, and he's like, oh, this is how I met you. You know, and these things, it's like, should that be blemished with, can you lose 20 pounds? Like, that doesn't, like, that's not, he should, you know, have that image of, like, love and attraction upon that first meeting, not, I'm throwing a stipulation on top of it.
And for me, it's, in some ways, it's less about him than it is about her. Like, that people, like I said in a post a few weeks ago, people project onto you whatever their insecurities are. So if you have issues with fat people or weight or whatever you think, if you're putting all those stigmas that we just talked about, that people see, you know, fat workers as lazy, if that's kind of where your head is, please don't project that onto me. And if you're going to do that, that's your problem, but it's my job to protect my self-esteem, to protect my heart, to protect my mind. We're working hard enough as plus size girls just to get up and rock it. You know what I mean? Like, we've already had to go to 3 stores to find the right jeans that fit us, the cute top that doesn't show too much of the arm fat and still shows the boobs. If I pulled all that together, made it to the club only for you to approach me, buy me a drink, and then tell me to lose weight, I can't. Like, I actually cannot do that right now. So that's for me to, like, have the self-confidence to say, like, I'm not about what you have to offer, actually. Like, you're not giving me what I need in this moment, and I know there's nowhere to go from here but down. You know what I mean? We can't bounce back from this.
That and makes me think, I'm sorry.
No, I just think that sometimes even if we do get to the point where we're like, I'm not going to settle, like, I know I'm worth whatever, it's little moments like that when it's clear that, like, it'll still come up for us, that, like, we'll still consider it because we think, well, maybe I should, like, he is cute and whatever, you know. I don't know. What were you going to say?
Just to follow up what you were saying, that makes me wonder where her head is at and where her self-acceptance or self-esteem is, you know, and for it to be so affected by this one person in this encounter, you know, that makes me wonder what she's willing to do and how she's feeling about herself, all because of one comment.
And I think it's hard because it's hard to be single and it's hard to be by yourself and it's hard to not have love. Like, we're all sitting here in some form of boot up. And it's easy to say, like, no, just wait for that right guy. But when that right guy hasn't been around for a while or you haven't felt that connection with anybody, those are the moments when it's make or break for your body, your self-esteem. Like, those are the moments when you really know, like, what you're about. You tell yourself you love yourself, but it's when somebody's got that 90% of what you're looking for, but that 10% is something huge, like they want you to lose weight in order to be with them. You have to say, like, that 10% is actually worth more than, like, the 90% of what you have that I like. You know what I mean?
Like you say, don't settle.
Don't settle. You can't. Like, you really can't. Because even if once you start to settle, you'll just keep settling. That's basically the moral of the story. Like, you'll lose weight for him, and then he'll start, like Chastity said, you'll be at dinner not even able to order, you know, whatever you want because you're stressed out about this or that, or you'll lose it and you'll gain it back and it'll be a problem, or you'll always be wondering how he feels about your body instead of just
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
just being
And to
comfortable.
me, it seems like he has some type of control mechanisms already. So, like, for me, like, that is a red flag. Like, is he going to start trying to control what you're wearing? Like, the whole talk show, my boyfriend won't let me leave the house type of deal. Like,
Mm.
when it's like somebody trying to control you upon first meeting, to me, it's just like, no, we
It's a huge
can't
red
do this.
flag. It's a huge red flag. I agree.
Hmm.
She did follow up in the comments and she talked about kind of that it seems like he was a little bit more shady than, what he first kind of
Mm.
presented himself as, which I think just from reading the letter, most of us were like, something's up with this guy. You know what I mean? So like I said, if you all want to see kind of how the story ends with her, you can go into the comments and read that. But I think for all of us that are still looking, for those of us who aren't married yet or who are still trying to find that special guy, I just can't reiterate enough how important it is to just decide what your standards are, decide what works for you, what you will and won't deal with, And I'm not saying he better be over 6'1" or I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not saying that, but those like core values in a person that you need. If
Hmm.
you're an affectionate person and you meet a guy who is cold and doesn't want to hug you in public, maybe that's not
Mhm.
the guy for you. You know what I mean? If affection is how you kind of feel loved, then know enough about yourself to say, you know what, he might be cute and it may have been a long time since I had a boo, but that's not it for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it's something different for all of us, but I think making those choices, you just weed out the riffraff a lot
Hmm.
easier.
And I think to discover those qualities that you want, you have to discover yourself and figure out who you are, which is what I'm all about. Is like going on this journey of figuring out your likes and dislikes in any aspect of the world. Um, but I think once you know what you need and what you want, and love yourself, then you can really, you know, find that in somebody else.
Absolutely.
And I think we all say, like, not to say that we all haven't, like, dated the guy that wasn't the best for us, because sometimes living this life is better than somebody telling you what you should and shouldn't do. So, so I mean, like, it's definitely no judgment, because God, I know I've dated like some jerks.
hmm
So.
I
Raise his
never
hand.
have. Never in my life. Never. No,
Cece's
you're
putting Chastity on mute right now.
Oh.
uh, well, any other
Crazy.
thoughts before we finish up?
Mm-mm.
It was the first one. I was so hoping for no technical difficulties, but somehow we lost Marie and we weren't able to get her back. But I will bring her back. The girls on Twitter said that we should do this more often. I'm thinking maybe Monday nights might be a better night than Sundays. So if you girls are around, I'd love to have you back so
When
we can
there's
do this
not any
more.
good television shows on air.
I mean, there's good TV, but it's TV I'm too embarrassed to admit that I watch. So I'm just going to not list the
See, I
shows.
like Monday
Like the
nights.
Housewives.
Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is on Mondays.
Oh, it
See?
is, huh?
But what time is it on?
It's like at 8, I think.
Okay, we'll work it out. We're gonna work
But
it out.
like Tuesday and Wednesday TV is terrible to me. I
See,
don't
Tuesday
know.
they have
Oh, no, you didn't.
bad girls. What I want, I get it. Yeah,
No,
that's what I
no.
said. Yes, I watch Bad Girls Club. Don't tell anyone.
Oh
I catch the reruns here and there.
They have a plus size girl on this season, so
But
I
she's crazy, right? Wasn't her name Red or something?
yeah, she
Oh,
is kind of a mess.
yeah, I
But
saw that. That
it's
was
been a minute because Tanisha was like the only plus. Okay, we're not going to talk about Bad Girls Club on this right now because I think my bouginess.
First of all, this is not facilitate any positivity or.
That's why I'm so fascinated with it. I'm like, who are these people? Like, I don't understand.
Oh man,
And it messes
like,
me up because, you know.
but sad. Like, I know someone like those girls. I'm not going to put them out, but I
And
know them, so
I've
they do
never
exist.
I've
oh
never met
no.
anyone like that, which is why I'm like fascinated by these people. But
Like, who
anyway,
are these species?
But anyway, we will pick a date and time that works well so that we all know and we can hang out and talk more and do more Curvy combos. Please visit the websites of my blogger booze, Fashion Love and Martinis, and youtube.com/I'm Fashionably Late. She has an amazing channel.
Hey.
We love her. She actually got me started on YouTube, so very, very grateful to her. And then we have garnerstyle.blogspot.com. And she is Garner Style on Twitter, and her Facebook page is awesome. Lots of nail inspiration and stuff like that. So be sure to like everybody on Facebook, follow everybody on Twitter, and subscribe to everyone's YouTube channels. My website is plussizeprincess.com. My YouTube channel is plussizeprincessnyc, and I am CCO Lisa on Twitter. So for those who tuned in, thank you so much. For those watching later, we will see you again on Twitter and Google Hangout for CurvyConvo. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.